Hello and welcome. My name's Kathy A, and today I thought I would do my best of luxury high-end sort of makeup. I did do my drugstore favorites, and the lighting was so bad, and I think having the tree lights on kind of messed up the lighting. It was very graphic, I thought, that video. I saw texture on there and I've never seen. And I think what it is it looked like a 70s porn film lighting. So anyway, hopefully this will go a little bit better for you. Anyway, I had a lot of thinking to do over the past 6 months, especially since many of you know, and I mention it probably in every single video. My original channel was hacked and I was unable to secure a Gmail account. They kept sending requests for links to get back, and they kept taking over any Gmail account I tried to open. It was a malicious attack, and you know, I'm getting used to it. I'm fine. I started a new channel to replace my other channel until we can get things investigated and back in order. But until then, I spent the summer watching other YouTubers and really thinking about what I wanted to do with my channel and what I wanted to do about my makeup, because I like certain makeup, but as a creator, you have to show makeup to other people, and so you're constantly buying new stuff or receiving new stuff in PR to demonstrate to other people, and you can kind of get lost, you know, in your own likes and dislikes in the process of demonstrating to other people. Anyway, with that in mind, some of the decisions I made as to what my favorite products are in the makeup line may be controversial, because I honestly didn't like a lot of the products that everybody else liked, and I was like, why am I on a different train here? But anyway, I'll explain myself, and let's get going. And I'm just going to go down in the row of makeup in the order in which I use it. The very first thing, and this is a new find for this year for me, I'm a real cheapskate. I didn't want to invest too much money in skincare and things like that. I just didn't want to do it. And this is $22. Voila, Henriksen. This is the Pout Preserve Peptide Lip Treatment. And this is the citrus orange flavor. Absolutely a wonderful. It just looks like a chapsticks, and it looks like nothing. But I tell you, from the first use, you will see how it makes your lips smooth and soft again, and throughout the day you'll feel that your lips are smooth and soft. I mean, it really is an effective product. I would never spend that much money on something that looks like a chapstick, but it's absolutely wonderful. It's worth getting. I think there's 3 or 4 different flavors. They have one that's unscented and unflavored if you don't want any flavor at all, but I like this orangey citrus one. I think this is really nice, but this has peptides and collagen and all kinds of stuff in it that will help repair your lips, especially in winter time when we've got kind of chapped lips and problems going on. For eye primer, MAC always takes it with this, and I know that when they came out with the paint pots, they were several different shades of eyeshadow base. They weren't really meant to be an eyeshadow primer. They were like a base color, and then you can add other colors to it to bring out certain things, and they were kind of ahead of their time with this. And a lot of us discovered that using the paint pots as eye primers, they would actually help our eyeshadow not only pop and look more like it's supposed to, but it would last throughout the day, because this is really good. And I think they have modified the formulation so that it does have primer capabilities as well. So it's kind of a win-win on that. So MAC Paint Pot in Painterly is my favorite eye primer. For face primer, I was all over the board because, you know, as I said, I was watching a lot of YouTubers, and they were recommending this or that. And again, I don't like to spend a lot on primers. And this is my second one of this. This is the Resurfacing primer from Smashbox, and it literally makes your face smooth. And it does things to help refine your skin so that it fills in the lines a little bit, and it kind of helps rejuvenate your skin a little bit so that when you put the makeup on, it lasts a long time, and it also doesn't fall into your pores and lines. And I think it does a pretty good job. So I'm pretty pleased with this, and it's from Smashbox. And they're kind of an old standard, you know, they're an OG brand that we've gotten away from in the midst of all the hype of all these other things we've been getting involved with. For concealers, I think I pretty much agree with a lot of other folks about concealers because I have two that I really like, and they're kind of tied. They're both very different, and yet I love them both, and for some reason I feel more compelled to use one over the other. In the summertime especially, the Haus Labs Triclone Skin Tech Concealer. This is a slightly thicker formula, and this really held up nicely during the really hot and humid summer days that we had here in Connecticut this summer. We had a particularly hot and humid summer. And this concealer, I have shade 1 because I took their test. I was going to get shade 4, which is a neutral, but I guess they said shade 1 would be the best for brightening and coverage. This is a really nice concealer, and it's so beautiful, the formulation. It just lasts all day. I like to put it on and just kind of press it in with the warmth of my hand, and I think that it helps it melt into the skin better. But this is the Haus Labs, and I think this is my favorite concealer of the year. Tied very closely is the Tower 28, which I tend to be using now more in the winter because it's a creamy formula, and I think this is really hydrating. It feels more hydrating anyway. And it is a creamy formula, but it doesn't go into the lines. I think it holds itself really well. One of the secrets to the application of this is to put it on and let it sit there for about 30 seconds or so while you take care of the rest of your skin, and then go back, and then when you punch it in, it's had a little chance to kind of meld into your skin already. I'm looking into a mirror here. But it does a great job, and this is the DTLA shade. This is a slightly deeper shade of the Tower 28 Serum Concealer. Absolutely beautiful. I think that, you know, concealers and foundations this year were just stunning what came out. Now for foundation. This is probably a little controversial, but near the beginning of the year, when the Soft Lit came out from Fenty Beauty, I went and got it, and honestly, I thought it had kind of a sandpaper dry down, and I don't know if it was just me, but I didn't like it, and I returned it. And then come, you know, September, October, people are talking about it. I don't know if it was on TikTok and everybody just kind of revamped the whole hype or whatever, but everybody was suddenly saying this was the greatest foundation ever, and I was thinking, really? I wonder if they changed it, you know, from what I had. I'm going to be a little controversial here because I tried this when it came out. This was the shade 150, and I don't know, when I tried it out the first time, I saw a little bit of a sandpaper effect when it dried down, and I thought, oh, I don't like this. And then everybody and their uncle was talking about how they love this and that it's so beautiful and glowy and age-friendly and everything else, and I was like, but it's got that sandpaper dry down. It's like, it still has it. You know, and like 12 people were saying it's their favorite foundation, and I'm like, I must have missed something. Maybe they changed the formulation this year. So I went and bought it again. And I just tried it fairly recently. Now it's nice, and from a distance it looks beautiful, and it's the perfect shade. It works really nicely with my skin. but it still has that scent. If you get up close and you're talking to somebody, they're going to be looking at all the sand on your face because it looks like sandpaper close up. So this was not really, I would not put this in my top favorites at all. Although from a distance it's beautiful and it looks lovely and it's a great color. By the way, that footage was taken from the original Best of Beauty for 2024 video. I just didn't release it because I looked so tired and my bags under my eyes. I wasn't getting very much sleep, and so that's why I have that. The other one was Ciel, and that is actually more of a tinted sunscreen. It's got an SPF 50. And it's a beautiful sunscreen. I don't feel that it's a foundation though. I think it's a sunscreen. And I think that there's a big difference between, you know, something like that and something like what I use for my formulations. Here's my Ciel demo. I also returned that one. Now the Ciel, this is another one everybody went nuts over. This is a very skin-like foundation, and you put it on, I put it on a tray. I don't put anything on my face like a pearl necklace. Won't do it. So you really just take, it's got a dropper, so you just take a couple drops. And then you can use your fingers or a brush or a sponge to apply it. I would say I would touch up with fingers. So what did I like? I went back into my records and I was using these Dermablend Creator Drops. And what you do is you put a few drops on a tray. You don't do this, you just a few drops on the tray, and then you can mix in a moisturizer or a primer or whatever you want, and you know, just mix it in, and you have your own custom tinted moisturizer. And you can use these drops on their own. They are from the brand Dermablend, so you have to go into the kind of the luxury skincare area. It's kind of nice what it's doing in my hand. The luxury skincare area, and then you can find them in there. But they come in a box. Yeah, I did save the box. They come in a box, and they cost as much as any foundation. 4 drops, you can just put them on your face to use it normally. Dermablend is famous for being like burn and scar coverage kind of makeup line, and I used these for years, and for years these were winning my top makeup of the year. And then I just drank the Kool-Aid with everybody else, and I was just trying all the new stuff, and I forgot about the things I truly loved, and this was one of them. Dermablend Creator Drops. You can mix it with your moisturizer, with your sunscreen, anything, your primer, and then you have your own tinted custom makeup, and it comes in a nice variety of colors. This is the 25N is the color, and it's kind of a medium light neutral color, and I am wearing it now. I really love this foundation drops, I guess you could call them, but I think it's pretty innovative that you can use them in so many ways, and you can put them in other products to create your own custom moisturizers and things. Especially in winter, if you want to use your moisturizer, you can put some of these in, and now you've got a tinted moisturizer, and it's easy peasy. It really is. 4 drops is the maximum you need to use. This is going to last a while. I think it's a wonderful product, and I can't stop loving it, and so it has made my foundation of the year. Now it is tied, of course, with the classic. I mean, everybody loves this. Everybody has tried it. When I was not doing very good skincare, this did not work for me with really dry skin because it was patchy, And I wasn't exfoliating. I didn't really know that much about skincare. I knew about makeup, but not skincare. And right up until maybe 2015, 2016, I was not practicing good skincare. And from being on YouTube and from seeing other people, you know, harp about it, I decided to start taking care of my skin a little bit better. And now the Estee Lauder works so well. And I actually mix the Estee Lauder with a little bit of this, or I will use a glow product, such as the Glotion from L'Oreal. Again, I don't always just say, I'm going to do all high-end today. You know, I only do that for YouTube. So I mix things. Some things are high-end, some things I bought in the drugstore, the very affordable things. But Estee Lauder is a classic, and it's the #1 selling, like, nicer foundation in the world, and there's a reason for that. So if you haven't tried it, my color here is 2N2, and I think this is a perfect medium light shade, and it'll look similar to this one when it's on. It's really, really nice. There's a nice variety, and you can always get shade matched when you go to Ulta or Sephora. They'd be happy to shade match you. For powder, again, controversy. You know, everybody was talking about the Huda Beauty powder. So I think at the beginning of the year I got Pound Cake was the flavor I got. And then they released a couple more shades this year, cherry something and peach pie. Well, I got the peach pie because it's a nice kind of a warm toned ivory color. I don't like this. The biggest thing about this, and I've not heard anybody mention it, but it goes on like a dream. It's beautiful. It sets things nicely. But the smell, oh my gosh, the smell. It doesn't smell like peach pie. It smells like Coty Airspun powder. It's a granny smell. It's awful. The smell is terrible, and I'm like, when I'm putting it on, I'm like, what is that pong, you know? And it's like, it's the powder. It has a terrible smell to it. It's a strong, granny, Coty Airspun powder smell. So it doesn't smell like peach pie. So when it says something nice like cherry, you know, Cherry's Jubilee or something, it doesn't smell like Cherry Jubilee. And this doesn't smell like peach pie. But it does set really nicely. I'm glad I just got a small one, because honestly, I prefer the powder, that one this year, which I will describe in a moment. But the peach pie, it's very nice. I will use it up, but I would not repurchase it. But it is a very nice powder, and I just thought I'd mention that it smells bad. So what won? Rare Beauty won for my high-end powder. And I do use a lot of drugstore and affordable powders, but as a pressed powder, this is so delicate and so lovely. I have the Ivory shade. Now she has all of these powders. The pressed powders extremely finely milled. I mean, it's unbelievable. It feels like the same formula almost as her highlighters that we all went nuts over. This pressed powder is gorgeous, and especially if you're doing under your eyes, areas where you don't want powder drag looking under there or anything grabbing onto your texture. This is a wonderful powder, and I'm not sure other people are discussing this. You know, I used to hate that when people said that, like nobody's talking about it. And there I go. Oh. All right, well anyway, Rare Beauty. I have the Ivory shade, and I think it's a very forgiving shade. She has a ton of different shades, very inclusive to deeper shades, to olive tones. She's just a wonderful businesswoman, and I think she really knows her makeup, and I'm all for it. I think she's awesome. So Rare Beauty and the pressed powder. Moving on to Color Face products. This was I think one of my favorite finds this year, and I don't know if it was released this year, but it was released to me this year. I was watching Alexis and Christine. I think they call themselves the Lipstick Lesbians. They are both in the business of marketing products for makeup production, things like that. And Alexis is especially funny. She's very animated. and she talked about this, and she said this is her favorite blush, and whenever anybody asks her what's on her face, she tells them it's this, and she said she gets compliments on this. It always cracks me up when people say, I always get compliments when I wear this blush, you know, and I'm like, I've never heard anybody say, I like that blush. You know, I've never heard anybody say that. However, I'm just going to trust people. This is a cream blush, old school cream blush. You get a peaches and cream kind of effect. Let's see if I can just show you the beauty of this cream blush. It's absolutely stunning. It is my favorite blush, I think, of all time. I absolutely love it. You can go overboard with it, but you know, you can powder it down just a little bit. I think, especially as an aging person, that sounds weird to say. It's just really weird to say. As a 66-year-old woman with texture, wrinkles, dings, dents, and discolorations, I love this. This looks beautiful. It's very age-friendly. IT Cosmetics Sun Blush in the shade Sunlit. So Sunlit is the name of the shade, and it's a sun blush. They have, I think, 5 or 6 different shades, but this was my favorite, and it's so beautiful. I may get another shade as well. For bronzer, I sure hope Gwen Stefani is not going out of business, because I noticed all of her stuff is on sale at Sephora, and I also noticed that several of her products appear in TJ Maxx. That's never a good sign unless they're just repackaging. So this is the Give Beauty Bronze and Cream Contour Duo, and it's called Toastin is the name of this particular duo. You get a mirror, and these two, you've got a beautiful cream contour, which I love this. I mean, you can really create dimension on your face without it being obvious, without it looking like you slapped some dirt on your face. And then you've got this beautiful bronzer, powder bronzer, that just puts the perfect glow on. This is a wonderful product, and Gwen Stefani has created a great line. I'm really sad if she is not going to continue with this line. I think that's really sad. But if you see this at TJ Maxx, pick it up. This is really good. Toastin is the flavor. Now, it's kind of first place, but it's second. I just used up, I had a duo palette from NARS that had a highlighter and a bronzer in it, and it had the Laguna bronzer in it. Here's the, I got this as a free sample at Sephora. They're really upping their game with the free samples. They get some luxury lipsticks too. I got a Gucci and a YSL lipstick. I think they're feeling the heat from people comparing them to Ulta and Ulta's customer appreciation programs. I don't know. But the NARS Laguna, this is a beautiful bronzer. I'm going to be getting another one of those duo sets. I haven't seen them for a while, and I'm wondering if maybe they're discontinuing them. It's half highlight and half the Laguna bronzer. I'll have to look at it. It wasn't in any of the stores I was just in over the past couple months. So I was so happy to see this on its own. I would buy this on its own. The Laguna bronzer from NARS, and Francois NARS always has some really interesting products of high quality. And this Laguna bronzer is classic again. Really, really nice. Good pigmentation, good formulation. For highlighter, you can use eyeshadow. I have a lot of drugstore highlighters that I use, but this one actually may be worth the spend. And this is the Rare Beauty highlighter. I don't know if you can see that, but oh my goodness. Now you can do the See You from NASA stripe, but what I do is I just make a little C on either side, and it just gives just enough glow, maybe up and down the nose a little bit. I do not put a dot on the end of the nose. I learned that in my online makeup academy that I was a student of for a couple years. Don't put a dot on the end of your nose that's shiny, so you look like the Tin Man. But you can put one here, and you can do the décolleté chest area with a little bit of highlight. This is called Enlightened, and this is just a stunning highlighter. I think this won last year for me as well. I love this shade, and I love the formula. It's just beautiful. To hold it all together, yes, it's the hairspray for your face from One Size. Patrick Stott. He started it with this. Yes, it feels a little like hairspray going onto your face, and yes, if you're going to something in a hot summer picnic or a graduation or an anniversary party or a wedding that's outside, this is going to hold your makeup on, and it does a great job. And I noticed that L'Oreal has created a copycat version of this, that people are saying the sprayer part of the L'Oreal is nicer than this. This does have a couple of spits, it's a couple spits in here. But it is a nice setting spray. And as far as a dewy spray, I tend to go with my drugstore one, which is the e.l.f. Dewy. I'm sorry, I have to mention some drugstore products because I don't, like I said, I don't use all high-end stuff, when I'm getting ready in the morning. For eyeliners, I think I only bought one high-end eyeliner this year. And unless you want to count About Face. About Face is kind of somewhere in the middle. And I have that beautiful under eye shimmering taupe color. I think it's called Ambrosia or something like that. Anyway, this is from the 24/7 line of Urban Decay, and this is called Vice. This is just a stunning purple. And it's called Vice. And I have it as a liner on my eyes right now. I think it works really nicely. It's not that shade of purple that can make you look sickly, because there are some shades of purple that do not work on me. And I just look sick, anyway, this is nice. I also have mildew, I think, in this. Yeah, I have mildew. You can see I've used a lot of the mildew. Mildew is kind of a greenish gray color, really wonderful. But Vice, mildew, and I had Dragon's Breath for the longest time when I did the Game of Thrones stuff. You remember when Urban Decay had that special collaboration with Game of Thrones? I just uploaded that video. I filmed it with my ex-husband, and he was a really good sport to do that. He really was. We did have some good times. Okay, anyway. That was a lot of fun because we were both Game of Thrones fans, and so we knew the characters and we sang the end theme song together. That's a lot of fun. It's not so much about the makeup, but the fun little skits that makes that video fun to watch now, even though they don't have that eye palette available anymore. You can find it, I think, on eBay or one of those Poshmark or one of those kinds of places, the Game of Thrones series. I still do, however, have my Jon Snow brush. Look at that. I still have my Jon Snow brush. It looks like the Jon Snow sword with the head of the wolf on the top with the red eyes. It still works perfectly. It's an Urban Decay brush, and I love it. Absolutely. Still have it. Still love it. Okay, getting into palettes. An all-around palette. It has one every year, and it's something that I will never get tired of. I have always taken this on vacations. If I had to stay overnight somewhere, I always have this with me. This is from Rude Cosmetics. It's called the Nude York palette, Times Square. And the reason I love this palette so much, you can see on this side we have all of our face colors. We have a highlighter, 2 blushes, and a bronzer. And then on this side we have the perfect eye palette. We have, all your basic, light, medium, crease shade, and deep corner. And then you've got some shimmers and then some accent colors. This is just a perfect palette, and they have a rosier toned one called the Nude Orleans palette, which is similar to this, from Rude Cosmetics. You can get this on Amazon. You can get this on the Rude Cosmetics website. I sure wish they sold Rude Cosmetics in a local store. A lot of times you'll find some of their palettes in the TJ Maxx or Marshalls. I don't think I have any of them right now, but they had a flower series and they had a few others. But this one is my favorite. I think this is a stunning palette, award-winning in my light anyway. I think it's beautiful. So that is the Nude York palette. For middle size palette, I really like the Soft Glam 2. This came out as kind of a abbreviated version of the Soft Glam full-size palette, which is still being sold, which I don't understand, but this is something Anastasia Beverly Hills did. You've got a mirror on one side, and you've got a really nice assortment of colors here. You've got all your basics. I did create my eye today from this palette, and some beautiful shimmers, light and dark. You've got your basics. You've got a dark here. It's a mid-tone black shade that you can use for lining or for defining your lashes a little bit. You do have this mustard color, which I didn't think I would use, but I did use it to kind of transition between the crease color and just under the top lid. And you know, I think that this has got some perfect shades in it. It's just a wonderful little, well thought out palette. And the quality is outstanding, of course. Anastasia Beverly Hills used to be one of the big, everybody had to have all their palettes as soon as they came out, and then they kind of lost favor with people after the Norvina incidents. And I just feel bad because I love their Soft Glam palette. I love Sultry. There were a few really good ones. Some of them they don't have anymore. I wish they'd bring them back. But this is a great palette. I'm really glad she did this. Now in conjunction with that, and this, speaking of TJ Maxx, this is where I got this. This is the only place I will buy a Pat McGrath palette unless she's having an incredible sale. This is the Midnight Voyage palette, and it's a tiny little thing, but it packs a punch. This is like a perfect, and I did accent my eyes with this. You've got purples, golds, browns. You can do a very fancy glam look with this, or you can do a daytime look with this. I think it's just a stunning little palette, and you can really see the hype, why it's so hyped up, her formulation in here, because the formulas in here are just outstanding. Some of the best eyeshadows I've ever used are in this little palette. And the Midnight Voyage palette, you will find it in a TJ Maxx. I think it's like 14 bucks or something, or $12.99. If you see it, pick it up, because this is really good. I don't know if there's others in this series that are slightly different color stories, but this is wonderful. I think she did a fabulous job. For eyebrows, Rare Beauty, again, this is Soft Blonde, and this is a beautiful pencil. It's on an angle. I did do my brows today with this Soft Blonde color, just so you could see it. It makes a really nice, fluffy sort of brow. I think it's coming back. I don't ever like boxy brows. I'm not sure I'm really into that laminated thing, but the and then I bent the brush to be able to dip into a gel if I needed to do the laminated thing. But I think this Soft Blonde shade is wonderful. I always take the top off of the side that has the spoolie on it when I have a pencil, and then I bend this down so I can stick it in gel and stuff. That's so I'll cover the right side, and I'll be able to take off the right side when I'm looking to do it. But that is the Rare Beauty Soft Blonde Eyebrow Pencil. Now for gel, I have a brow wax from, this is the Precisely My Brows Wax, and this is in shade 2. They have a nice assortment of shades. Now this is really nice if you have some gray and white hairs mixed into your brows and you don't want them. I mean, more power to you, you folks that are letting everything go gray. I am not, and it's nice to have this coating. I have shade 2, but I think shade 3 is also equally as good. It coats each hair with the shade of color and holds it up with the wax. Now it's not as defined or as laminated looking as the clear gel stuff, but I think this is really good if you have a lot of white and gray hairs and you're not using any types of dyes on your brows. I think this is a really nice alternative to that. For mascara, oh, there were so many this year. I revisited some old ones. Now, Cali Ray, when it came out, I thought it was okay. It wasn't anything particularly special. I do have it on the right side here. It holds well. It's a healthy mixture of ingredients, and I think, you know, the travel size is perfect. It's like a 3-month supply, and that's about how long you should keep your mascara before you toss it. And I'm not being wasteful, I'm being careful, because when you're dealing with things around your eyes, you really don't want bacteria growth in here. And I've seen some people say, oh, just put some eye drops in there and shake it up and it'll get some more of the old stuff. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. Cali Ray has a really nice mascara. It wasn't my favorite. My favorite was actually the Tartelette XL was, and here's a picture of me. I reviewed it in April. The XL has a gold top. The purple top one is the regular Tartelette tubing mascara, and I think this is excellent as well. I think the difference between the XL and this regular tubing is there's probably a little bit more volume with the XL than with this one, but I think this is it's just a wonderful mascara, and I think these two were fun. Cali Ray on this side, and then we have the Tartelette tubing mascara on this side. I think they're both really, really good. Honorable mention would be the IT Cosmetics Superhero, but I find that even though this makes a beautiful lash and it does last all day, it does flake, and at the end of the day I do have little flakes underneath, and that's kind of a fail for me on a mascara. But I really love the lash that this gave, and I know a lot of people love this mascara. And of course I will always love Thrive Cosmetics. I talk about this every single year, so I just wanted to bring something else into the mix to entertain you. But Thrive Cosmetics, you can't beat the look of this. Everybody's trying to imitate it. I know Milani tried, I know Elf has tried. It's not exactly the same. You can only buy Thrive Cosmetics mascara from the Thrive company online. The stuff on Amazon is fake, so a lot of you who say you don't like Thrive Cosmetics mascara might have gotten one of the fakes on Amazon. If you bought it on Amazon, it's a fake. It's not the real thing. So Thrive Cosmetics uses a lot of the money that you give for the cosmetics that you purchase. They give it back to the community. They give nurses scholarships, they pay people emergency funds when they've been in a fire. They donate products to Look Good, Feel Better project for cancer victims, and I just think that they're a worthy company. They're worth supporting. So I don't mind paying a few extra dollars for the Thrive Cosmetics mascara. Now if I want to strengthen, like, I can put this on here and then dip it into an eyeshadow, and I can make an eyeliner out of it, or I can really with a regular brush spray this on there, and the eyeshadow will really have a lot more pigmentation and really pop. This is the Makeup Forever Mist and Fix, and it's really good for that. As far as a fixer for finishing off your makeup, not so much. It's really a fire hose spray. So I use this more for making an eyeshadow liquid. So I can do a liner or a thicker eyeshadow color, more pigmentation on there. So Makeup Forever, the Mist and Fix. Speaking of lashes, I do use the Tarte lash. I've had this for years, and it's got the rubber tip to hold it. It's very, very ergonomic. It works so well. I do wash this And I do wash all my brushes after I use them for one time. I don't use them twice. I wash them right away. But the Tarte, they still sell this, and they sell it with a Lights Camera Lashes, I believe, mascara with a little mini with it. So this is worth it if you see it. So lip products that I have discovered this year. There's a couple that really blew me away, and then there's an old school one that I just tried a newer version of. Let's start with what's on my mouth now. This is the Charlotte Tilbury. This is Charlotte Tilbury, and this is the Pillow Talk Fair. And both the lipstick and the lip liner, the cheat, lip cheat they call them, really wonderful. I am wearing this. I wear it a lot to work. I think it works nicely with my neutral coloring, especially in winter. And it's just wonderful. I love her formulas for lipsticks, and I think, did I do that? Did I just do that? That's big. And what's the other one? You have to do this noise thing. Anyway, so let me take that off, and I want to demonstrate the next thing. Lawless put out several lip products that are really worth mentioning. This one is the Plumping Gloss, and I think Cherry Vanilla is the scent. You can't really put this over the top of a lipstick because it'll dissolve the lipstick and it'll make all the cracks and lines. But on its own, if you just put it on your lips, it really smooths out your lips. It makes them look wonderful. There is a little bit of an essence. Now you get a little bit of that tingle for plumping, but not much. It doesn't hurt. You hardly notice it. If somebody didn't tell you that it was a plumping lip gloss, you might not notice. Maybe you would. I don't know. I think it does beautiful things for your lips. I think there were 4 or 5 flavors. There was a clear, there was kind of a brown shade, and a light orangey shade, and then there was this kind of pinky red shade called Cherry Vanilla, and this is the one that I think looks really beautiful on. Now there is transfer with this if you don't let it set up, so let it set up first. You'll have a little bit of transfer, but I think it really makes your lips look healthy and pretty and shiny. Really, really nice. Lawless is a brand that you should probably think about because they are clean, they are inventive, it's high quality stuff. The pricing is midway. It's not cheap and it's not really, really high. It's midway. But they have a nice variety of products, and I do like their lip products a lot. Makeup by Mario Satin Lipstick Formula. Oh my gosh, how wonderful is this? Now I demonstrated a lighter shade. I believe it was called Midtown. Let me just show you the footage on that one. This is called Midtown by Makeup by Mario. Now you can get perilously close to concealer lips with this particular shade. I would probably get another shade as well that's deeper. Now this shade is called Bronx Baby, and this is probably 2 shades darker than that. This is Bronx Baby. And I love the look of this lipstick, the feel of it. It feels luxurious and it looks good and it lasts a long time, and it just makes your lips look pulled together. You look really pulled together. It looks like a very high-end lipstick. Now Bronx Baby is a little bit deeper shade than I would normally wear. I would use a Sephora glaze maybe over the top. And this is shade number 1 in the Sephora gloss. But it just kind of added a little bit more to it. But you really don't need to add anything to the Mario lipsticks. I'll probably get another color. The Midtown, I believe, is one of the lighter shades. There is one shade lighter than that. And then there was one, I think it was called South End. I think that's the one I'm going to pick up because that was wonderful. Yeah, and they had another one that was more tan, nudie looking. I think that was Flatiron was the other. They're all districts or things that are in New York. So, and this one on my lips today is Bronx Baby. For scent, this is from the 7 Virtues, and this is called Blackberry Lily. It is what it is. This is a healthy line of clean kind of perfume. This is a Rollerball. I love this Rollerball Travel. Pulse Points, you know, it's just a very pleasant scent. The bees loved it at the powwows last summer. But it's a girly scent. There's an essence of you can smell the berries, and then the lily is the finish, you know. But the berries come off first, and then you get that finish with the lily, and it's very light. It's just a beautiful feminine scent. This to me was a spring and summer scent. As far as a winter scent goes, I'm using the Bourbon Vanilla Hair Mist, which is, I think it's vanilla bourbon. Really nice. This is the mix-in, folks, though. This is a Target item, and this is not the venue for me to discuss that. So that finishes my best makeup of high-end or luxury for 2024. It was definitely a challenging year. I know that 2025 has got to be better. Anyway, I will be back with another video. Probably will demonstrate a makeover using some of my favorite products, both high-end and drugstore. It would be like what a normal day would be like for makeup for me, and I sure hope that all of you are well and happy and safe and are having a really nice winter holiday. I know that it's been a challenging year for many people, but things always go up from down, right? And hopefully I'll straighten out this business with Google, and I'll be able to get control over my channel again. If not, this is my replacement channel. So you could be a hero to me if you either, you know, like the video, give it a thumbs up, or subscribe to my channel. It would be such a help because I have to start over from nothing. I've been here since 2013. I uploaded my first videos in 2012. My father's funeral video was uploaded, and that was I think December of 2012 I uploaded that, and since then I started the makeup channel in 2013 and in February. So it's been 12 years that I've been on YouTube, and here I am with, I think I have 65 subscribers. And each and every one of you, I appreciate that you found me and that you came and that you're watching. And I hope you'll come back again. I'll try to make more new videos. I am uploading a lot of my older stuff right now. I'm re-editing it though. I'm making it a lot more watchable. I'm really stunned at what I released earlier. I'm not doing all the faves and flops. I'm really just taking some of the special ones. I don't have the footage for a lot of the documentaries that I did, and so I'm kind of grateful that the other channel is still up. I know that when Google starts investigating, they'll pull the channel down, and I really want to save those videos if I can because I don't have them in any other form. So anyway, enough on the hacking. For boring my friends, my family, they don't want to discuss it anymore. So everybody take care. Have a wonderful week. Have a beautiful day. Take care, Toodles.